Hello there! Today I am doing a video of Nancy Downs from The Craft, played by, I believe her name is pronounced Fude, and I am starting in with just a graphite pencil on some sketchbook paper that I tore out of the sketchbook. I have a picture of Fude that I got off of Pinterest, off screen a bit to the left. I was initially planning on doing a painting of the crow, but I couldn't really find any, and I was also initially planning on doing an acrylic painting on canvas. And then as I kept looking at pictures, I couldn't find many that were what I wanted, but I might do one of the crow. But it came up in the recommendations of the crow of just this picture of Nancy, and I was like, oh, I could do that. And I had done just a quick painting of Hatsune Miku the day before, and it made me remember just how much I enjoyed doing watercolor. So I wanted to do watercolor instead. I don't really like doing acrylics, but I have a lot of canvas that I need to get rid of. But I think it's better to do what you want instead of forcing yourself to do something. Okay, here I am. I'm using a Lightbox to place the sketch onto watercolor paper because the sketchbook paper I have isn't really suitable to put water on, and it'll rip up and warp like crazy. I did change her lips a little bit off camera. I don't know how noticeable it is to you, but I did change it. I would also like to apologize for the quality of the camera. The lighting in my room is not great, and my camera quality is not the best either. I also have a lot of stuff on my desk, so it's just a lot, and I apologize for that. But anyway, I'm using a blue pencil to trace the main features as well as some shadows onto the watercolor paper so that I can, paint properly. And I don't really like using graphite because it will pick up the graphite and gray everything up. It did pick up the blue pencil a little bit, but I don't think it's all that noticeable. It kind of just washed it away instead of making it muddy, to be honest, and my interpretation anyway. Also, I will put up my reference picture here now. I mentioned it before, but here it is. If you couldn't tell, her hair is cropped out, and there are pictures of her hairstyle, which I got very wrong. But we're just gonna go with it. My parents recognized it as her, so irrelevant. So here I am actually painting. I'm starting out with a coat of just water before adding in the base colors. I'm using a lot of brown and yellow ochre and then some red. I think I could have built up more layers, to be honest, but I was getting tired. It was getting later in the day, and I had already stopped painting at a point to go watch Ray Earth with my brother. Yeah, I really like painting skin. I think it's great fun, and I honestly should have worked on it more. This set of watercolors I got in, I think, 7th grade at a a tractor. It was either a Horns or a Tractor Supply, and just the kids craft section, but they're my favorite. It's just a set of pan watercolors. They're great. All of the tins of paint are removable, so you can just wash out the plastic casing, and they're my favorite. They're a little chalky. They're not the best quality, but they're my favorite, and I'm gonna keep using them until I absolutely have no option anymore. But yeah, I don't paint in her hair until later, and I also definitely, if I wanted it to be more accurate, should have gone in darker. But I don't really like using black in my paintings. If you pay attention in this, I don't really put in black until way at the end. So she does kind of lose her eyebrows and look uncanny right here, but it looks better later, I promise. it's a stupid thing that's told to artists when painting, like, oh, don't use black, and I do still use black when I want to build more depth. But in general, I just like mixing my own black, and I like my blacks to sometimes be purple. It's fun. But then sometimes you just need that depth. So here I'm doing her teeth. I did make sure to not leave the teeth and the eyeballs white. That is one tip I would give beginner artists, is teeth aren't actually white. And when you're painting somebody, if you leave their eyeballs and their teeth white, they're gonna look kind of uncanny or creepy, unless it's a cartoon. Cartoons are the exception for that. But even my painting, which isn't 100% realistic, it is more of a caricature than a straight up realism painting. The eyes are quite big, stuff like that. Don't leave it just white. You can add white highlights. Here are very, very 90s brows. I love the whole style. The Craft is a really good movie, but especially for the aesthetics, it's wonderful aesthetics. I love it. And I don't even agree with 100% of the movie. I'm forever gonna back up Rochelle, and I don't think that what I interpreted the movie's message to be was that she should forgive her bully for bullying her just because her bully was upset. I don't agree with that. I don't think that they were on a level playing ground even after the revenge thing, and I think Rochelle should have still hated her, to be honest. I think she actually does still hate her technically. So here, if you noticed, I actually mixed some black to add, and I'm starting on the hair. I was a little lazy with the hair, sorry. But again, it wasn't on the picture, and I'm just having fun with it, and I felt like you could have a detailed face and less detailed hair, and it would be cool and watercolory. Watercolor, you're allowed to have fun. And I also I added something off camera. I can't fully. Her nose ring. When I had finished it, and what you'll see with the pan over, I kept her nose ring white, but then looking at the back on the picture, it's black. So I filled it in with black, as well as a little bit of her earring. But it's come together right now. Hopefully it's a little recognizable. I don't know. Or I just wasted 9 minutes of your time, you know. But yeah, here I am going in with the final details. I'm using some colored pencils to just build up some of the stuff I didn't feel I built up enough, as well as outlining, and then I outline with a brush pen because brush pens are my favorite, and I add white highlights with just white gel pen. Yeah, so that's Nancy Downs. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, you could look at my other videos and perhaps subscribe. I also have Instagram and Tumblr if you just want to look at pictures. I'm really loving Tumblr, honestly. It's great fun, and you can check out my stuff on there if you want. And yeah, have a good day, and I'll see y'all later. Bye bye.